சுற்றுலா வழிகாட்டியாவதற்கு விருப்பமா? அதற்கான வாய்ப்புகள் என்னென்ன? தொடரும் அங்கத்தில் அது குறித்து தெரிந்து கொள்வோம்.
மலேசிய விமான நிறுவனமான MAS டூர் கைட் எனப்படும் சுற்றுலா வழிகாட்டிகளுக்கான பயிற்சியை ஏற்பாடு செய்திருந்தது. இம்முறை நடத்தப்பட்ட பயிற்சியில் 50 மாணவர்கள் ஆர்வத்துடன் பங்கெடுத்துக் கொண்டனர். MAS-இல் 4 மாதம் பயிற்சி பெற்ற பின்னர் மாணவர்கள் இத்துறையில் நேரடி அனுபவத்தை பெறும் வகையில் இந்த சுற்றுலாவுடன் கூடிய பயிற்சி ஏற்பாடு செய்யப்பட்டிருந்தது. பயிற்சியின் போது மாணவர்கள் ஈப்போவில் உள்ள குவாத்தம்பூரும் கேலிஸ் காசல் போன்ற முக்கிய சுற்றுலா தலங்களுக்கு அழைத்துச் செல்லப்பட்டனர். இயற்கையாக உருவான நம் நாட்டிற்கு மட்டுமே இயற்கையின் வரப்பிரசாதமாக அமைந்திருக்கும் குவாத்தம்பூரும் சுற்றுப்பயணிகள் அடிக்கடி வந்து செல்லும் இடங்களில் ஒன்று. பத்துகாஜாவில் அமைந்திருக்கும் கேலிஸ் காசல் வரலாற்று நினைவு சின்னங்களில் குறிப்பிடத்தக்கது. கிரேக்க ரோமன் கலை வேலைப்பாடுகளை அடிப்படையாக கொண்ட இதன் கட்டுமான பணி 1926ஆம் ஆண்டு தடைப்பட்டது. இதன் வரலாற்று பின்னணியும் வித்தியாசமான கலை வேலைப்பாடும் சுற்றுப்பயணிகளை ஈர்த்து வருகிறது. இதுபோன்ற சுற்றுலா இடங்கள் குறித்து மாணவர்கள் எவ்வாறு விளக்கமளிக்க வேண்டும் என்பதை கற்றுக் கொடுக்க இப்பயிற்சியின் போது 2 தகுதி பெற்ற சுற்றுலா வழிகாட்டிகளும் இடம்பெற்றிருந்தனர். பகுதி நேரமாகவும் இப்பயிற்சியில் கலந்து பயனடையலாம் என குறிப்பிட்ட ஏற்பாட்டாளர் திரு நாபன் அடுத்த கட்ட பயிற்சி திட்டம் குறித்து விவரித்தார்.
இந்த மாதம் 19ஆம் தேதி நவம்பர் நெக்ஸ்ட் இன்டேக் மாஸ் அகாடமி கிளானா ஜயால நம்ம மக்கள் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்றதுக்கு நம்ம ரொம்ப எதிர்பார்க்கிறோம்.
நாட்டின் புகழை பரப்பும் வகையில் சுற்றுப்பயணிகளிடம் மலேசியாவின் சிறப்பை எடுத்துரைப்பதன் வழி வேலை செய்து கொண்டே சேவையும் செய்ய முடியும் என்கின்றனர் இதில் பங்கேற்றவர்கள்.
எதிர்காலத்தில் இந்த டூரிசம் இப்போ நம்ம நாடு வரவேற்கிறாங்க. இதில் கலக்கிறதுனால பின்காலத்தில் நம்மளோட வருமானத்துறை நம்ம இன்னும் கூட ஏற்றிக்கலாம்.
இந்த கோர்ஸுக்கு ஒன்றாவது நான் சுற்று பார்க்க என்ன இஷ்டம். ரெண்டாவது நான் சுற்றுப்பாக்க அப்போ கூட்டாளி கூட கொண்டு போயிடலாம். டூரிஸ்ட்கள் மக்களுங்களும் கொண்டு போய் சுற்றி பார்க்கலாம். இந்த மூணாவது நம்ம நாட்டுக்கு கொஞ்சம் எக்கானமிஸ் கொஞ்சம் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
பல மொழிகளை கற்றுத்தேறி இருப்பது இந்த தொழிலில் ஈடுபட விரும்புவோருக்கு அவசியமான ஒன்று. நாட்டை சிறந்த சுற்றுலா மையமாக விளங்க செய்யும் அரசாங்கத்தின் லட்சியத்தில் இவர்களின் பங்கும் குறிப்பிடத்தக்கது. RTM தமிழ் செய்திக்காக பத்துகாஜா கேலிஸ் காசலில் இருந்து எஸ் ரோஹினி.
எனப்படும் மலேசிய விமான நிறுவனத்தின் ஏற்பாட்டில் சுற்றுலா வழிகாட்டிகளுக்கான பயிற்சியில் பங்கேற்றவர்கள் பினாங்கு மாநில பயணம் மேற்கொண்டிருந்தனர். அது குறித்த கண்ணோட்டம் அடுத்து இடம்பெறுகிறது. பயண வழிகாட்டிகளுக்கான பயிற்சியில் புலாவ் முத்தியாரா என்று அழைக்கப்படும் பினாங்கு மாநிலத்திற்கான பயணம் முக்கிய அம்சமாக இடம்பெற்றிருந்தது. இதில் பங்கேற்றவர்கள் பினாங்கு மாநிலத்தின் முக்கிய சுற்றுலா இடங்களுக்கு சென்று அவற்றின் சிறப்பை தெரிந்து கொள்ளும் வாய்ப்பை பெற்றனர். பஸ்ஸில் பயணம் செய்யும் போது ஒரு சுற்றுலா வழிகாட்டி எத்தகைய விளக்கங்களை தர வேண்டும், நாட்டின் நற்பெயரை காக்கும் வகையில் எவ்வாறு நடந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்பது உட்பட பல முக்கிய விஷயங்களை மாணவர்கள் அனுபவ பூர்வமாக கற்றுக்கொண்டனர்.
இவ்வளோ நேரம் நம்ம கிளாஸில் படித்ததெல்லாம் நம்ம இப்போ ப்ராக்டிக்கலாக செய்கிறோம். நல்லா ஹேண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கிடைக்குது.
ரொம்ப பலன் கிடைச்சிது. எது எனக்கு தெரியாத நான் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டேன்.
சுமார் 200 வருடங்கள் பழமை வாய்ந்த இங்குள்ள பௌத்த ஆலயம் உலக பிரசித்தி பெற்றது. கலையம்சம் பொருந்திய இங்குள்ள சிலை வடிவங்களும் ஓவியங்களும் சுற்றுப்பயணிகளை அதிகம் கவர்ந்து வருகின்றன. பௌத்த ஆலயத்திற்கு வருகை புரிபவர்கள் அங்கிருந்து சற்று தொலைவில் அமைந்திருக்கும் பாம்பு கோவிலுக்கும் தவறாது செல்வது வழக்கம். பாம்பென்றால் படையும் நடுங்கும் என்பார்கள். ஆனால் இங்கிருக்கும் பாம்புகளை சுற்றுப்பயணிகள் சற்றும் அச்சமின்றி கையில் பிடித்து களிப்புறுகின்றனர். இந்த பினாங்கு மாநிலத்திற்கான சுற்றுலாவில் பொட்டானிக்கல் கார்டனும் முக்கிய இடம் வகித்தது. இங்கு பல ஆண்டுகள் பழமை வாய்ந்த வித்தியாசமான தன்மைகளை கொண்ட மரங்கள் நடப்பட்டுள்ளன. அந்நிய நாட்டு சுற்றுப்பயணிகளை அதிகம் கவரும் இடங்களில் இதுவும் ஒன்று. அதன் உட்புற பகுதியிலேயே ஆர்க்கிட் மலர்களை பயிரிட்டு விற்பனை செய்யும் சிறு தோட்டமும் உண்டு. உள்நாட்டு வகை ஆர்க்கிட் மலர்கள் மட்டுமின்றி வெளிநாடுகளில் இருந்து தெரிவிக்கப்பட்ட ஆர்க்கிட்டுகளும் இங்கு பயிரிட்டு விற்பனை செய்யப்படுகின்றன. இயற்கை எழில் பரவி கிடக்கும் மலேசியாவை சிறந்த சுற்றுலா மையமாக விளங்கச் செய்ய திறமை வாய்ந்த சுற்றுலா வழிகாட்டிகள் அவசியம். இவர்களுக்கு இதுபோன்ற நேரடி பயிற்சிகள் எதற்காக?
Supaya dengan cara itu mereka benar-benar dapat menghayati apakah treasure ataupun apakah kesan-kesan bahan-bahan sejarah kita yang ada di tanah air kita untuk dapat dipromosikan kepada pelancong-pelancong yang datang ke tanah air kita.
சுற்றுப்பயணிகளுக்கான வழிகாட்டிகளாக ஆக விரும்புவோருக்கு இது ஒரு நல்லதொரு வாய்ப்பு. நாடு முழுவதும் உள்ள சுற்றுலா தலங்களுக்கு மாணவர்களை அழைத்துச் சென்று நேரடி பயிற்சியை வழங்குகிறது MAS. அதிகமான மாணவர்கள் ஆர்வத்துடன் பங்கேற்க வேண்டும் என்பது MAS இன் விருப்பம். RTM தமிழ் செய்திக்காக பினாங் பொட்டானிக்கல் கார்டனில் இருந்து எஸ் ரோஹினி.
Have Richard back with us with our guest from Malaysia Airlines Academy, Tuan Haji Zulkifli Baharom, and the Vice President and Chairman of the Malay Chamber of Commerce, Datuk Radwan Mat Talib. And Richard is going to talk to them about the tourism and tour guide course.
Hello, welcome back. You're watching Moving On to Friday. After 2 years of restrained growth due to the Asian economic slowdown, the tourism industry is poised for a rebound. And given the International Monetary Fund's predictions of an economic growth of 3.5% this year, tourism in the region is off to a favorable start. For a country like Malaysia, blessed with diverse natural beauty and cultures, tourism sector has consistently ranked among the top 3 largest foreign exchange earner for the country, bringing in an average of 8 billion ringgit every year. However, the tourism industry is also becoming more competitive, and the emphasis on the quality of tourism training and education is becoming more vital than ever in attracting tourists from all over the world to Malaysia. Now, how will the tourism industry fare in the coming year, and what impact do tour guides have on the industry? For that and more, we have invited Datuk Radwan Muhammad Taib, the chairman of the tourism sector of the National Chamber of Commerce Malaysia, and Tuan Haji Zulkifli Baharom, who is the head of the Ground Services Training Department of the Malaysia Airlines Academy, to discuss on this topic here. Good morning, Dato', and good morning, Tuan Haji.
Morning.
Welcome to our show here.
Morning.
Dato', maybe I can start off with you here. You can tell us perhaps, given the improving economic outlook worldwide, how can our local tourism sectors able to capitalize on this opportunity?
I think in terms of Malaysia, the interest in Malaysia has been growing from one level to another. Basically, I think we have been organizing some major sports events, international sports events, like, for example, the Commonwealth in September '98, and then the Formula One
Yes.
in late '99,
Yes.
and also the World
Cup Golf,
Golf
Yes,
in
just in fact November 99.
November '99, and also we have this Lima every
Lima.
2 years
Yes.
in Langkawi,
Yes.
and also tour the Langkawi. These events have a great interest in Malaysia among the
In terms of the coverage.
in terms of the coverage, and in terms of as a tourist attraction, a place for them to go. Yeah? So this can be seen. Like recently, we see a lot of Arabs, for example, coming to Malaysia, the Middle East market, the West Asia market. So we have to, I think the private sector, the government is getting our act together to promote, to promote, and also to maintain the momentum that these world events have created. The momentum is there, so we have to maintain the momentum.
Because it's interesting because from what we have done so far, like starting with the Commonwealth Games back in '98, I mean, it was one of the reasons why we hosted these events is to try to improve on our standards of sports here. But I guess one of the side benefits is also the increase in tourism, because people now get to know about Malaysia more, because they'll be here attending the events. At the same time, they also stay back and a couple of days or whatnot and travel to, around Malaysia to find out more about this country. I guess this is better than, say, people reading from a newspapers that may have a sort of a skewed view of Malaysia itself.
That's right.
Yes.
One thing is maybe the coverage in the media, the newspapers in Britain, in Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, maybe on what's happening in the country, because a lot of their journalists will be in the country, especially, for example, during the Commonwealth. So that's one. The other one is these athletes. They are here. They'll be bringing their family, their supporters, their children, and association members. So a lot of them will be having a sort of experience, hands-on experience of Malaysian hospitality. So I think the government is and the private sector is now gearing up on this the momentum as I think the new minister, the Minister of
Arts, Culture and
Tourism, Datuk Kadi, is very aggressive in promoting Malaysia, and I foresee that but I think we have to improve on the infrastructures of this tourism, macam tourist guides, which we are going to discuss today. For example, if we go overseas, I have a chance. I always say that when I went to Oxford for a short program at university, we were given a tour guide tour of the university town in Oxford. And the tourist guide is a very fantastic lady, you know, and she's in her 50s. I mean. So I think this infrastructure in terms of tour guides, in terms of this facilities and whatnot, I think this way, I think we have to get our act together. We have to think about it, strategize, and improve or whatever, you know.
Plan that we have here. But that's interesting, and perhaps I can ask Tuan Haji here, you know, given the outlook that what Dr. Radwan have mentioned, do you also foresee an increase in demand for tour guides to tap on this such opportunity?
Yeah, I'm positive about it because the government has forecasted on the need to bring in to Malaysia about 6.5 million tourists to the country, and which with this, as we have pointed out very rightly just now, we can bring close to 8 billion ringgit in terms of exchange earning.
Exchange earning.
So now, how do we ensure that kind of forecast can be turned into reality? You know, so the only way is that to ensure each and every tourist that come to Malaysia is been well taken care of, and they will come back to Malaysia as a repeat tourist. So this is where the Malaysia Airlines wanted to be involved as a main contributor towards ensuring the synergy of tourism industry in Malaysia.
Speaking of that, maybe I'll come back to you, Dato' Radwan here. Now, you know, a lot of countries now within the regions we have gone through some challenging times, and now we are coming out of it. And of course, now this year, I think there are a couple of states that visit Perak year, visit Sabah year, visit Selangor year. A lot of states are trying to promote that. Do you think that we should also say coming back to this Visit Malaysia year that we used to have, I think back in 93 or 95? In the mid-90s, I remember we do have such.
But I think we can exploit. We can exploit. But maybe you can have a different name. Like for example, Thailand. They don't. Last time they used to say Visit Thailand, Thailand year. But now maybe they use Amazing Thailand or something like that. So you can have
some kind of
something like Malaysia, Amazing Malaysia, or Mysterious Malaysia, or whatever. Not necessarily straightforward Visit Malaysia year. I mean, we can have it. I think Singapore also they have this a theme, Millennium or something like that. Something to Millennium. Maybe you can go along that way, so that we have a concerted sort of act, you know, where we have like for example, a Selangor Visit Selangor year. I'm involved in from the beginning. We can see that the state government, the local authorities and whatnot, everybody is focused on this. Kalau you don't have this, it's like a special operation, lah. One of special operation. Everybody part of the logistic and the infantry and whatnot. Everybody is involved in the upper. So it's a concerted, and then approach, I think this will give better result and very impact. You know?
In your point of view, Dato', perhaps I think you have traveled extensively overseas. Perhaps you can tell us what are some of the things that you think that we can perhaps implement here, and what is your perceptions of some other?
I think one is in terms of macam this tour guides.
Yeah.
Basically, in terms of tour operators, we see that, for example, you have a lot of these tourists who are on transit at KLIA from Australia, from New Zealand. Maybe they're on the way to London, or from London they're on the way to Australia or New Zealand. I know of a way when I was in, for example, in Dubai. When we are in transit, they allow us to go to, but they keep our passport. Maybe that's one way in terms of immigration procedures, because otherwise, if you allow them to go in on transit, they might get lost or something, you don't know where they went, you see. But you keep their passport, and but this have to be worked out. I mean, the detail have to be worked out, so that they can be shown. Like, for example, Selangor, the state capital, you have a nice, very beautiful mosque, and you have all the state government building, and you have the factories and the industrial area in Shah Alam, for example.
Even handicraft centers.
Handicraft centers, and we have the Selangor also tourism center, which is not, which can be shown to these tourists. And also after that, they can go to all the shopping complex and they to do some shopping, but keep their passport.
Yes.
And then when they go back, then give back their passport at the immigration. Then they go back. They go back on their next flight.
I see. I think that's a very good idea. I mean, since they're here, you might as well give them the opportunity to see the part of the country as well. In fact, that's, I guess, where Tuan Zulkifli can tell us. That's where I suppose that the tour guides comes in, because when we have tourists that might be coming from all over the world, and how do you see the tour guides can play in the role in promoting tourism?
To my mind, tour guide is a mini ambassador for the country, because I would like to pick up where Datuk left just now. So when he went to the UK, he did his leadership advanced program at the Oxford University. He's there for an educational program, but he took that opportunity to look around. Now he was very impressed with the tourist guide, who seemed to be very well versed, and very charming in showing the beauty of the Oxford campuses, as well as the countryside. Now, when we relate to our own experience, every time when we visit overseas for holidays or sightseeing, we don't meet the entire population or the leaders of the country. So we've signed up to a sightseeing package, and then we engage into contact with the tour guide. And if the tour guide can provide the right impression, giving all the information, we turn out to like the tourist guide very much. And when we like the tourist guide, it is a demonstration of the entire population in the country. So we are saying, wow, this tour guide is fantastic. That was what Datuk said just now. And he will always remember that. And that the meaning of fantastic is not only meant for the tourist guide, but he is only a reflection of the entire population. So when he go back to Malaysia, he keep on telling his friend, that the Oxford tourist guide is fantastic, and I recommend you to look for this lady when you want to sightseeing around in the country.
There's nothing better than word of mouth. In terms of marketing, that is the best marketing.
I think that's the best marketing.
Yes.
Like for example, tailor, isn't it? Tailor or barber or something. It's a word of mouth from your friend.
Yeah.
So if you find that your friend is comfortable with the tailor or the barber, you will be comfortable. You'll be comfortable to go and try.
Sure. I mean, imagine about 6.5 million tourists coming in. If they tell one friend, I mean, we can easily double the number of tourists to Malaysia as well. In
And
that
also,
case.
I think the 6.5, you also in terms of business, like MAS also, I think. This in terms of business, the repeat business is very important.
Yes.
We can't afford to have people to come to Malaysia and they don't want to come again. We can't afford that.
Exactly.
We cannot have a new tourist every year.
Yes,
so we have to have people. For example, some of us would like to go, for example, to Nepal or to...
If you like it, you always want to go back again
Hong
and
Kong,
again.
for example.
Yeah.
Because repeat business.
Yes,
This is,
exactly.
I think the point.
Maybe I can touch on a bit on this tour guide course Tuan Haji made. Maybe you can elaborate a bit. I understand that the Malaysian Airlines Academy will be offering this tour guide course here.
Yes, thank you. So let me start by saying this way. Our chairman, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli, has repeatedly stressed a point, a very important point to Malaysia Airlines Academy, on the need to share the little expertise that we have. So we have already been involved in the tourism sector, particularly in customer service, for close to 50 years. Now, Malaysia Airlines turned out to be the first point of bringing in tourists, businessmen to the country. We have tried our best to provide the best service, the best hospitality at the airport, as well as in the air. So therefore, we have to ensure the synergy being carried out when they move around in the country. So for that, our management decided, why not we use the little expertise that we have, the information about the passenger who's on board our flight to the tourism sector as a whole. So in so doing, we decided to organize this tour guide course. So this tour guide course is unique enough for us simply because we are adding on other segment of training activities that we have at the academy. So when we are talking about the added value, apart from the normal language program that's required for this specific course, the historical, geographical, political, cultural aspect of the course content, we build in other elements, grooming, how to groom the tourist guide as that of our cabin crew, how to ensure that they have that the customer care, the hospitality culture that we try to build in our organization by sharing it to public who wish to subscribe into our tour guide program. So this tour guide is a part-time program, which the duration is about 12 months. 9 months will be dedicated on a language, and this time we are going to teach French language.
Okay.
They have to sit for some tests, and once they are through with all the formality, they'll be given a badge. So with this badge, then they are allowed to look after tourists when they come to the country.
So this is an extension of service. Once a tourist fly in from, say, flying to KLA, then you have tour guides who will provide the services to show them around.
Yes,
and this is where this service comes in.
That's right.
And who can apply for such a course here? I mean, who are eligible for this?
As I mentioned to you just now, that this program is meant for all personalities who are involved with the tourism sector. That is number one. But on top of that, we are giving a new dimension. Any citizen who is interested to undergo into this program. They are encouraged. But we are talking about housewives, you know. Because I can relate about this housewife simply because, like Dato was mentioning just now, the lady that she met in Oxford, a retired teacher, you know. So now she has the spare time, you know. Then she can do some, part-time freelancing tour guide work. You know. Then for students who, while waiting for employment, full-time employment, would like to make use of the school holidays, you know, to at least gain some pocket money by becoming a tour guide. You know. So what we are talking about here is to create a tourism culture in the country. And one of the fundamentals in creating that culture is to make sure as many citizens as possible to be a tour guide.
I see. I think that's a very good idea because people from different backgrounds can give you different kind of angle impressions to the tourists coming in, because then they can relate to them, because some of the tourists are housewives themselves.
That's right.
And then you have a housewife tour guide. They can, they can relate to each other and whatnot, even though we are from different countries and whatnot. And so basically, such a tour guide course are open to all walks of life. Anybody who has a desire or love to become a tour guide are eligible to partake in this course. We are down to sort of 1 minute. Perhaps I can ask you a bit of the details about this tour guide course. When would be the first intake?
This is going to be the third program.
The program.
So we have conducted 2 programs earlier, but for this third batch, we're going to start with the program on the 14th of February this year.
I see.
Yeah.
So there's still time for them to sign up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. Last question. How would they able to sign up to find out more, and any contact number or places to go?
Yes, they can call the Malaysia Airlines Academy 700-7410 or 7411. You know. Or they can fax the registration form direct to us. Our fax number is 704-3144.
I see. And these are all 03 area code here in Kuala Lumpur. So if any one of you watching right now, if you're interested to become a tour guide and would like to take up this course at the Malaysian Airlines Academy, you can call them at 03-700-7410 or 700-7411. Or alternatively, you can fax to them any queries or even the form at 03704-3144. On that note, Dato', Tuan Haji, thank you so much for coming in to talk about beyond tourism as well as the tour guides. And hopefully that this will serve as a catalyst to a better improve in tourism sectors in the country.